on in. Come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
We're mostly talking book here.
This is fascinating.
Let's see. Well, in the 70s, mostly like with Perth County, my first trip to Winnipeg was in the school bus, and we ran out of gas. The other side, there's pictures of the school bus.
That's the what bus?
The what bus, exactly. So there's interior and exterior pictures of that. But we ran out of gas the other side of Thunder Bay.
Oh.
In February on our trip back from Winnipeg.
I think that's kind of mandatory. If you want to be a Canadian musician, you got to run out of gas.
That's my first trip west, right?
Wow.
Oh my God.
I noticed in the book you referred to a certain point that was a turning point that got you connected with Perth County's conspiracy that led to so many other opportunities.
And you know Arthur McGregor, who is here, I shared an apartment with him on 4th Avenue, 4th and Bank.
In Ottawa.
In the Glebe. And I also played at Roosters, which was his coffee house at Carleton at the time. This is before the Ottawa Folklore Centre.
Yeah.
And so at one of those Roosters gigs at Carleton in the student building, I ran into Judy Crocker and David Balser, who were playing with some other people, but they were also working with Perth County Conspiracy, and they said, "Oh, playing with you is really fun. Why don't you come and visit us in Stratford sometime?" So,
and then through another chance occurrence, you did end up doing that.
Yeah. Well, the other chance, a gig in St. Catharines with a country band evaporated, and I went, "Oh, what am I going to do now? That's terrible." So I basically moved to Stratford at the drop of a hat like that. That's how chancy things are, and that's an ongoing thing, I think, with musicians. You know,
we
you
see
meet
even
somebody,
here at this conference this weekend.
Classic.
Some kind of a random connection.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden somebody got booked for a gig or they became part of somebody's band.
You bet.
That happens.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody sees somebody and it's funny how those connections happen because, you know, you can sort of spot when somebody's on your wavelength. Like it's one thing to get hired for a gig, like, oh, here's a country gig and everybody knows those tunes or they're not hard, and you know, or some kind of gig where you're reading charts or that kind of professional musician thing. But to make the connections with people who are of your mind is really important, and I feel really lucky to have made those connections several times. Like
I agree. And looking through this book, yes, you've been so fortunate to play with excellent human beings.
Yeah, good human beings
that also play music.
And that I can connect with. And I feel like I'm enhancing their musical vision and they're enhancing mine.
Yeah, so it's a mutual respect, and the listeners benefit from that.
Yeah, a good example is when iMusic, where I met Oliver Schroer and Don Ross. We had a band that was Oliver Schroer, Don Ross, and me and Mark Duggan, who played tablas and marimba. And the band was sort of doomed because we were just, I don't know, we're just in between the cracks, you know? Like it's not something you can summarize.
Nobody could categorize.
But we shared a wavelength.
Yeah.
You know, like when we played together, and Don Ross reissued that a live performance by iMusic.
Nice.
So he mixed it and mastered it.
Oh, that was called iMusic.
iMusic, but
long before the iPhone.
Yeah, that's right. He was EYE. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, EYE.
Yeah,
okay.
iMusic. Yeah, but that was a classic example of that. Like, you know, we met each other. We said, okay, I want to play with you. You know, not just any fiddle player, but Oliver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really not just any fiddle player. And he's a musical visionary. And Don Ross is the same, you know, like, and Mark Duggan has his own thing, you know, so as a collective, it was amazing. I mean, it felt like we really launched a thing, like that was our own unique thing, which was impossible to market. So that's how it
it doesn't always go together.
But
again, I'd love to have a longer talk sometime.
You bet.
Basically about every page in this book, because every page is interesting, and you had a lot of photos and memories to choose from, and these are the ones that got selected.
It's been really great that people want to actually share in that.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's not just me, it's not just about me, but it's about the folk community. And particularly in the 70s, when not a lot of people had cameras.
Yeah, and there's a whole chapter on Canadian folk festivals.
Yeah, that's the longest chapter.
Holy cow! Has that been for all of us?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, incredibly important. So here's my question.
Yeah.
This is a way of summing up in a way. You're looking back, you're summing up, bringing this out to the public.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to this quote from you that's right near the start.
Okay.
It turns out there was a long haul. See, now that you're looking back, a long haul, a long life was possible in the arts, given a flexible attitude.
Right, that is so true.